Children, since you already know about tagu-taguan, now we'll move forward to Patintero. Patintero is a traditional Filipino street game that is both competitive and fun, often played by children in open spaces like streets, playgrounds, or schoolyards. It requires quick thinking, agility, and teamwork. Patintero is a popular outdoor game in the Philippines, reflecting the country's communal and playful culture. The game is traditionally played during moonlit nights, but it can be enjoyed at any time of the day. The name Patintero is derived from the Spanish word patin, which means skate, but the connection to the game is more figurative, referring to the swift movements of the players. The main goal of Patintero is for the offensive team to cross from one end of the playing area to another and back without being tagged by the defensive team. Patintero is typically played by two teams, with each team having around 4 to 6 players. However, the number of players can be adjusted based on the space available and the players' preferences. The playing area is a rectangular court drawn on the ground with chalk or marked with any available material. The court is divided into equal sections with horizontal and vertical lines. Marker, chalk, or any material to draw the court on the ground. So this is how Patintero is going to be played. Number 1, setting up the court. Draw a large rectangle on the ground and divide it into 4 to 6 equal sections using horizontal lines. Draw a vertical line in the middle, dividing the sections into 2 columns. The court typically measures about 5 to 6 meters long and 4 meters wide, but the size can be adjusted based on the available space. The next is teams and positions. Divide the players into 2 teams, the offensive team, which are the runners, and the defensive team, which are the taggers. The defensive team positions 1 player on each horizontal line and 1 player on the vertical line. The vertical line player can move along the entire length of the vertical line. The offensive team starts at one end of the court and attempts to run across to the other end and back without being tagged. Next, starting the game. The game begins with the offensive team lining up at the starting end of the court. The defensive team takes their positions on the lines they are assigned to patrol. On a signal, the offensive team attempts to cross the court, moving from one section to the next. The defensive team tries to tag the offensive players by touching them with their hands while staying on their designated lines. They cannot step off the lines they are guarding. Offensive players can move freely within the sections and can use feint and quick movements to avoid being tagged. A point is scored each time an offensive player successfully crosses the court and returns to the starting point without being tagged. If a player is tagged, the teams switch roles. The offensive team becomes the defensive team and vice versa. The game can be played to a predetermined number of points or within a set time limit. The team with the most points at the end of the game wins. Offensive team players should use speed, agility, and teamwork to create distractions and find openings to cross the lines. For the defensive team, players should communicate and coordinate their movements to effectively cover their lines and tag the offensive players. Time-based round. Each round is timed and teams switch roles after each round regardless of whether a player is tagged or not. Multiple taggers. In larger groups, there can be more players on the defensive lines to increase the challenge for the offensive team.